Welcome to the Wilshire Gun Podcast.
All right, what's up, guys? Jake here, Wilshire Gun October podcast. So I'm going to segue right out of the gate. We're not going to talk about Wilshire Gun for a second. We're going to talk about the court of public opinion, because the producers of this show and myself have gotten into a disagreement, and I need to know in the comments what is the correct answer. I'm going to summarize basically the argument, and then we're going to cut back into normal schedule.
I feel like I'm about to be misrepresented.
You're not.
Go ahead.
All I need to know is eternity and is infinity the same thing? That's it. Answer down below. Yes or no. It is or it isn't. It is. Okay, now, welcome to the Wilshire Gun Podcast. I got some stuff for you. I got a special guest for you. It's going to be a good one. It's October. It's Halloween. Creeping ever closer to deer season. We're all excited. Okay, so I got some stuff here on the table. We're going to go down over our list, and then we're going to get into our podcast segment, which here in just a minute. So, rifles of the month. I got the Sons of Liberty Gun Works M4 Legacy. This bad guy right here. I think we featured this gun last year, I think is when it was, when we realistically featured it. Awesome gun. Come check these out. They really are price friendly for guys trying to get into AR platforms, and they are quality products. You're not going to get a wobbly gun. Like, not a lot of rattle in this gun. So good stuff there. Pistol of the month. Sticking with PSA daggers, but we're running a bundle. You're going to get a 10 mag soft case for a limited time, and you're going to receive a free PID from Holosun. I've had those on here before. If you're not familiar with them, just type it into Google. It's PID Papa India Delta. They're real solid flashlight, a lot of lumens. Slap it right there on the dagger and have basically a complete home defense setup. Sig rifle of the month. I got the M400. This bad dude right here. So this is coming in the Savior package. Come check this package out. It's worth it. Cases, different stuff like that. It is quite a value, honestly. It is a really good value. You're getting a dot mounted on the gun. You got ambidextrous controls, QD mounts, grips, M-lock rails. Basically the works here. These SIG M400 rifles are pretty special. And again, price-wise on the package, you're a little bit higher than the Suns, but your value supposition of what you're getting back out of it is quite a bit more. So come check those guys out. Rifle or SIG pistol of the month. We got the 226X5 and the 365s are going to be on display. So come check those out. So I got a range and retail deal. If you buy a hunting rifle, you're getting 3 boxes of hunting ammo and a sight-in service at half price. So if you come purchase a hunting rifle and the 3 boxes, we're going to get it basically, it's going to leave the store ready to go. Now that is obviously range space permitting. It's going to, I can't just like throw somebody off the range. But if you don't mind waiting, we can get it done. Now the big one, I'm going to skim over this here, but our special guest will speak more about it. We're doing a retail training combo. So we're going to have, Will's got a couple basic carbine classes this month, and we got some packages to incorporate that class, because carrying a carbine is a little bit more complicated than what most people think, and we're going to kind of talk about that. But we got shoulder bags, which we're going to incorporate, M400 Savior pack that we can incorporate, and then we have 2 class dates for the month of October. One of them is going to come up real quick after you're seeing this. The other one's a little later in the month, October 31st. And then I have a bunch. We covered them all last month. If you did, I'm not going to cover them again this month. Just click over to the other video from last month. They're all there, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes into it. You'll see me waving the things around. Remington, SIG, HK. There's all kinds of brands doing rebates. So check that out. And then if you buy an AR-15, you're going to get 5% off additional PMags. So when you buy a gun, you should always buy more mags. So I'm going to give you a discount on the mags. And not crappy mags, good mags. So come in here, check out the details, guys. These details will always, as always, are up front with the retail guys. They're going to be around. So, and then as always, you're going to get free range time or a private lesson if you purchase a gun from us. So that's always it's always a good value. The other one we're doing in October, we're going to be doing a bonus gift card sale. So if you are planning on doing gift cards for Christmas, anything like that, if you come in and buy them in October, we have preset amounts for basically bonuses. It's you buy your normal gift card, you're going to get that. We're going to give you an additional gift card with a hole punched in it that is worth an additional value based on how much you spend and how much you put on the first gift card. And then those hole punched gift cards become active after Christmas. So we're essentially going to give you free money if you come get gift cards for Christmas gifts or for yourself or whatever, but those will activate after Christmas. So really right there at the beginning of the year. So if you are looking at, doing stuff like that, there's benefit to it. There will be more details about that posted on the social media, or on the social media. How old am I? On social media here in the next few days after me recording this, probably before you're seeing this. But come get a gift card. As always, that's gonna. Oh, training stuff's up on the calendar for October already. By the time you guys have seen this, it's been up for quite a while. So get signed up for those classes. Come buy a rifle and get signed up for those classes. You know where to find it. WilshireGun.com/training. All right. So now we're going to cut into the spooky podcast segment. Spooky. All right. So special guest is Will, our training director. So he's going to talk to us about, I kind of breezed over it in the beginning. We're going to talk about, we got a bundle downstairs, basically the Sun's gun or the SIG gun, and you get a sling bag, you're going to get a class. He's going to tailor that class a little bit towards that sling bag, I think.
A little bit, yeah.
And then we're going to, I think on the back end of that, we're going to talk about more so concepts of rifle or carbine. And just have a good conversation.
We might do that in entirely the other order.
I mean, that conversation could go on infinitely, but...
So, Aaron was chatting with me about this rifle package he was putting together, and the conversation morphed into what I see people actually bring to carbine classes versus what I think they ought to have.
Okay.
And what I see them bring to carbine classes is gun salad. Okay. Really, really overdressed carbines with lights and lasers and optics and foot massagers and GPS units and all sorts of nonsense on them. And the longer we run in a class, the more tired they get, the more garbage comes off the rifle, gets thrown back in the trunk of their car.
Yep.
And they end the day with exactly what they should have started with. A carbine with some sighting system on it and a sling. Because we got to hit what we're shooting at, and we got to have some place to put it down when we're not shooting it. Everything after that on the carbine at some point becomes superfluous and extra weight that we don't really want. So Aaron and I were talking about how carbines ought to be clean.
Okay.
Shouldn't be overdressed. Get rid of the stuff we're not really going to use. And then we started talking about all the accessories, all the supporting accessories, mag carriers and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people show up to class in one of two modes. Nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or
everything under the sun.
Everything under the sun. plate carriers and pouches and bags and stuff. And neither one is absolutely appropriate to what I think my target audience is.
What basically the fundamentals of the class are.
Right.
Okay.
So I mentioned to Aaron that what I run when I do classes is one of these shoulder bags. And when I walk to the line with this hanging on my shoulder, I have a couple of magazines and I have a trauma kit. And it's hung right there on my person. It's always handy. I'm never out of ammo. And if somebody gets hurt, I have some stuff that maybe I can help.
Sure.
And after I wore that in a couple classes, I thought it was a pretty handy gizmo. I beefed up the trauma kit slightly. I think I put one extra tourniquet in it. I put a spare flashlight in it. And it just hangs on the back door of my house now.
Real easy to grab. A lot easier than, say, like that belt over there.
Yeah.
Which can hold AR mags, but
right.
I'm not strapping on a gun belt.
But if something were to happen and I chose to leave my house in a hurry with a carbine,
it's very easy to grab.
I grab the carbine with one hand, I hang the bag over my neck, and I am set up to do business for as long as I can support at that point.
Sure.
And it's just a really convenient, clean way of having what you need with you without all the drama of strapping on a belt or a plate carrier or dressing up for Halloween.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where we started the conversation, and it morphed into a deal of come in, buy your carbine, get it set up, grab a bag.
Get your sling bag.
Get your sling bag, and I'll throw in the class.
And then we'll come take a class. Right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the class a little bit. Let's, instead of me sitting up here speculating, now I actually have the guy that teaches it and knows what is in the class. So let's, without, I don't want to spoil your class because we want you guys to sign up and come see it. Tell me a little bit about what we're going to do. Like if I showed up, give me a brief overview, I guess.
Okay. Brief overview of the first level class is the class is aimed at legally armed civilians who've chosen a carbine to protect themselves.
Okay.
Okay. For purposes of urban self-defense, distances are going to be pretty short.
Okay.
Available time for engagement is going to be pretty short.
Okay.
Trying to say that we're setting up to do everything close and fast. Yes, the carbine is capable to a really long ways. That's probably not a priority in the training world for what we're likely to deal with a carbine.
So a pretty safe statement, I think, would be is potentially a defensive position and or barricaded position at a 7 to 10 yard target, basically across the room kind of shot.
Across the room kind of shot with some mention to that magic distance from the front door of the house to the curb on the far side of the street.
Right. So so you probably deal a little bit with offset, different things like that.
Right.
Stuff that a lot of people don't know about that can greatly hamper shooting a carbine if you are unfamiliar with the concept.
So we work from a compressed flat stock ready to first hit on target, get that as efficient and quick as we can.
Okay.
We work mechanical offset drills because of the distances we're working. And we work multiple targets, multiple hits on multiple targets, which is going to incorporate target transitions and recoil control.
Awesome. So, guys, it's not a very long class either. It's only a couple hours long,
3 hours.
So we got a 3-hour class. This isn't one of those all-day, 2-day carbine courses, but I would say it is 100% worth coming just because of the fundamentals are going to be extremely important in the most likely situation that you would use a carbine defensively. And, over my library of podcasts, I've talked about a variety of things being, gear preparation, into the world stuff, defensive stuff. And let's be real, the most likely scenario that you would ever be involved in a violent act with a gun is more than likely, I say with a rifle, is probably in your home. because you're not patrolling around with a rifle. Some guys do keep a rifle in their vehicle, and they're more than welcome to do that. But most guys will purchase a rifle and keep it at their home.
Right.
For a defensive posture of, somebody enters the home or somebody is doing something nefarious in my immediate property that is, causing me problems or, safety issues. So this class really pinpoints that kind of stuff. It's not a lot of the extreme concepts of, marksmanship or rifle stuff, but it is, it's literally called a fundamentals class, fundamentals of a defensive carbine, right?
Yeah.
So it's really right there in the title. But that flavor there is a little bit different. Now, okay, so let's talk a little bit. I wanted to wrap just back around more so now just into a conversation. So if you guys haven't signed up for the class, if you've never taken the class, sign up for it. You don't have to purchase the rifle and the bag to take the class. The class is available to the public. There are multiple dates for it.
Yep.
It's a normal scheduled class that we have every month or every couple months. So if you have a bunch of rifles and you're not interested in buying another one, at least come get the class.
Absolutely.
It's definitely worth it. And like I said, 3 hours on a usually Thursday or Friday.
Yep. One of the unspoken benefits of training is it's where we figure out if the gear really works.
That is true. Which I think we've talked about that before. Of like you buy all this stuff, but if you never use it, you don't realize. Just because you saw that guy on Instagram wearing his stuff this way, well, that's because his arm is a quarter inch shorter than yours, and that's why he has it that way, right? Or whatever.
And I have multiple storage totes in my backyard shed full of gun gear that looks so awesome in the store.
Yeah.
And when I get it out on the range in the middle of a class, I figure out it doesn't work at all.
It's not really what I'm after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's fallen into that category of I'm never going to use it again, but it's too good to throw away, so it's in my storage building in the backyard keep it forever.
Never know when I might need this. So, okay. So here's the other concept I wanted to kind of touch on, which I've seen this before, right? People have stuff all over rifles in rifle classes. Stuff comes off, stuff breaks. They find out it's not working correctly, and they usually get slimmed up. Would you say you are a proponent of entirely slick rifles all the time? It's a bait question.
Yes, it is. I'm going to quote one of my gurus.
Okay.
John Farnham says, where you stand depends on where you sit.
Well, that's kind of where I was hoping you'd lead that.
All of my carbines are very slick.
Mm-hmm.
My carbines have optics and slings.
Mm-hmm.
2 of my carbines have a light source on them.
Mm-hmm.
And the light source, we can argue all day and never really come to anything. I don't own night vision gear, so I don't have infrared lasers and stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's real easy to put too much garbage on a carbine.
It is. It's very easy to make a carbine very heavy.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I will say. If you do make your carbine heavy, there is no such thing as a too heavy gun. There are only weak men. Lift heavy stuff.
Let's spend a day on the range.
I didn't say it.
Bring your heavy carbine. Let's spend a day on the range.
Well, all that's going to do is expose how weak I am, not how heavy that carbine is. So that's a big deal there. So really, it's build the gun for the purpose that you intend to use it.
Yeah.
General purpose rifles should be slimmer because they are serving a general purpose. I like lights. I think lights should be on all carbines. Will is the other way around. So that's user preference, I would say, on that one.
Okay. So I may have gone to an extreme in building lightweight carbines.
Will does have extremely light guns.
So my carbines are light enough that I can actually run handheld flashlights and pistol flashlight shooting technique. Yes, I can run Harry's on that carbine because it's light and allows me to do it. I'm never without a pocket light.
It's true.
light on the carbine is not a bad thing. I
Mhm.
just think it's something I can get along without.
And that is, but that, I mean, that's through a choice of training and choice of preference.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm standing here because this is where I sit.
exactly. Now, that still basically follows on to a statement I have made countless times. You should always have some sort of illumination on your person that is not your phone.
And it's not mounted to a firearm.
And it's not, and it's not mounted to a firearm. Additional illumination on a firearm is not necessarily a problem, but you should always have a flashlight in your pocket.
Yes.
Or in your immediate reach that you can like access. In a sling bag would be, somewhere. And then we'll figure everything else out from there. Okay. So, a lot of carbine stuff. It's kind of a carbine focused month. With the deals, with the bags, with the classes. So if you guys are interested in that, again, you can find it at wilshiregun.com/training. Or if you come in and purchase one of the packages and the sling bag, they'll give you the class for free. They can sign you up at the front desk.
Yep.
We got 2 dates this month. The package is only running this month. The class will keep running for eternity. Just saying.
Used in the context of time there.
Yeah.
It's a numerical value, I'm just saying. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for, spending this 15, 20 minutes with us. We can't wait to see you come shoot on the range. And until next time, we'll see you.